Hey, if you're thinking about building a home in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, or Dayton, Maronda Homes could be the perfect match. Today on our Home Builder series, we are pulling back the curtain on what Maronda offers, how their process works, what makes them stand out, and whether they are the right builder for your dream home. Let's dive right in. Hey, Danny Barron here with the Barron Group in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are proud to be the #1 large real estate team in the area. And today I'm excited to be joined by my main man, Vic Pham. Vic represents Maronda Homes, and he's going to share what the building process looks like with Maronda and what sets them apart as a builder in our region. As always, I want to reiterate that our team at the Barron Group is here to be your go-to resource when it comes to all things new construction. Whether you're thinking about a custom home or a production home, we would love to be your first call to connect you with some of the incredible builders here locally. This whole series is designed to give you a behind-the-scenes look at their process, the types of homes they build, and the communities that they serve. So without further ado, let's jump in with Maronda Homes. All right, perfect. Well, hey, we're here with Vic Pham from Maronda Homes today. Vic, thank you for being here with us. I'm going to give you a softball here at the beginning. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Maronda Homes? And obviously here in Cincinnati now, but there's probably a more broad history outside of the city, I would guess, as well.
Yeah, for sure. Maronda Homes has been around since 1972. A lot of people don't know that. It was started by William Wolfe. He actually named the company after his 3 kids, Mary, Ron, and Dan. He put the names together.
Cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool fun fact. Started it in Pennsylvania. Over the years, we've grown to a pretty big footprint.
Awesome. Perfect, man. Can you talk us through just typical home build with Maronda? What does the timeline look like from start to finish?
Yeah, from start to finish. So basically, we typically quote people out at a 6 to 8 month build time or finish time.
Cool.
That's from when they go under contract until the completion date. So basically, they'll go under contract after they pick everything with their sales rep. They'll pick their features, the home site, everything they want, and then they go under contract with them. And then from there, they'll have an opportunity to go to the design center, pick out all the colors, cabinets, whatever they picked in the kitchen, floors, all the interior stuff. They'll pick that out at the design center. After that, it really goes into like a quiet stage, which is like the permitting stage. And that typically lasts from about 3 to 4 months.
True of every good home build. There's always that moment where everybody wonders if something's wrong.
Right. So actually, that's the design center part is the most exciting part after you go under contract, and then after that, it's just like crickets for a long time. And you've probably dealt with some builders, so you know that they got to go through a lot with the city ordinances, county, get all the permits to build on the lot, how they're going to build the house, all that stuff. So that'll be a waiting period. But after that, you'll have a pre-construction meeting, which will generally consist of your sales rep that you were working with and also the site manager or your production manager, which is the person that'll be assigned to that community that you're buying in. In that pre-con meeting, they'll go over everything that you purchased, your interior, exterior. You get to see the blueprints. You'll get to understand what the lot looks like, what it's going to look like when the concrete gets poured, all that stuff. So that way we do that so the customer has a full understanding of what to expect, what the do's and don'ts are, stuff like that, and have a good expectancy of the process.
They've got some good context then and actually feel like they have a little bit of preparation going into it.
Absolutely. And it puts them at ease too, especially after that long wait period, and then they go in and they're like, okay, they have it under control for us.
Things are happening.
Yeah, it's in motion now.
Cool. So obviously you guys are not a custom builder. So tell me about floor plan options and how people typically go about picking what they're going to build with you guys.
Yeah, for sure. So we're more so, you're right, we're not a custom builder, more so a production builder. So we have a pretty deep catalog of what people can choose as far as the interior of their homes, as well as the home sites as well. Most communities will have pretty wide home sites to accommodate different types of homes, anything from ranches to 2-story homes. Yeah. We can add just about anything that our competitors can add. We can add that. We can do sunrooms. We can do finished basements. Cool. Variety of unlimited floors, cabinets. We can pretty much provide almost any feature that your typical home buyer can buy at an affordable price.
So I know a lot of builders, Vic, are doing spec homes or market homes as opposed to just doing brand new builds with clients. Do you guys do both, or do you kind of tend to do one or the other? What does that look like for Maronda?
Yeah, absolutely. We do both. We try to keep at least a spec or two on each community. Sometimes it doesn't always work out like that.
Sure.
For example, in Colerain right now, I have 2 specs. Indian Walk, I have 2 specs as well.
Cool.
And for people who don't understand what a spec is, it's basically what Danny said. It's a move-in ready home that's ready to move in now. We've built it, and it's ready. You can move in right now. you know, you don't have to wait.
You're buying it just like a house on the market, as opposed to stepping in and then waiting months for a build.
30 days later, you close, just like a resale house. Cool. So it's ready to go and it's brand new. So we also do dirt, so we can build from scratch, or we can do move-in readies. We try to keep those move-in ready, a few move-in readies for people who want a new home, but they just don't want to wait.
That's right. So do you find that it's majority dirt builds for you guys starting from scratch with the client, or do you do half with spec homes? What would be your best guess?
Yeah, the dirt sales probably sell a lot more.
Okay.
Spec homes tend to sit a little bit longer, but generally speaking, people that come in for a new build, they want to come in and customize things and have things the way they want them, not necessarily how you already built
That's right.
them. It might be something in that spec home and it's just like one thing, and they're just like, no.
Even a stylistic choice that they just don't love.
No, I want that same house, but this is what I want.
Why that light fixture?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
How does Maronda ensure like quality construction practices? Is there anything specific you guys do along those lines?
So outside of the pre-construction meeting, we do things that we like to refer to as like milestone meetings or milestone calls.
Cool.
And generally what that means is that whoever your sales rep is, like during the process, they should be giving you updates, different milestones that are happening. For example, when the concrete is poured, if I'm your sales rep, I'm calling you, I'm saying, hey, we got the footers in, we got the concrete poured, this is what it's looked like. If there's a delay of some sort, I'm letting you know why that is, or maybe if it's a wintertime home, I might tell you something like, hey, it's cold outside, we couldn't pour today,
right?
But it's gonna happen on this day and you know, such and such. So then the next phase might be walls, might be framing, roofing. We're gonna give you those milestones all throughout. Cool. So the customer will be fully aware during the process about what's going on. Keep them at ease.
Cool. Yeah, one of our favorite questions to ask is like support and guidance that you guys provide along the way. Is that coming from the sales rep? I know for some companies they get actually directly involved with the project manager. What does that look like with Maronda? Yeah,
so generally it would be either or. So generally it is the sales rep. Sometimes it may, depending on what's happening in different communities, it may be the project manager, or it may be a combination of both.
Cool.
A good practice for us is when we have people who are in the build stage and their house has begun construction. We like to do Wednesday meetings where the sales rep, if they're available, the sales rep and the project manager are together and on a conference call, calling all the buyers, so they know what's happening throughout the process.
What's your best piece of advice for a first-time home buyer, or let's even just say someone who's building for the first time, even if they've bought a small home in the past but they didn't go through the process? What's your best advice for someone who's building for the first time?
For the first time, I would say just compare, especially the building the home option versus a resale. Just compare it, because a lot of people, they jump into the market and they feel like they have to buy a resale home. And it's not always the case. And a lot of times they'll go through, and you may have experienced this, you go show a buyer 20 houses and he's like, I don't like any of this stuff. And then you might say, you know what, would you consider a new build? I would say, and not just to, as to advocate for my company, but just consider at the beginning and just compare both. All right, maybe you look at a couple resale houses and you just write it out. Say, what are the pros and cons of a resale? What are the pros and cons of a new build? And a lot of times people do find out that, hey, this might be a better fit for me. I'm getting brand new everything. I'm getting brand new systems. I'm getting warranties. The builder and the lender's giving me a ton of money. That's a big part of it is incentives, because a lot of times the builders, especially us like Maronda, we have the bandwidth to give the customers a lot of money to help.
And I was going to ask about financing. What specifically are you guys doing with that might be different than a resale house?
So right now, depending on the community, so I had a really aggressive promotion recently where I was giving people half off. We were giving people half off unlimited options.
Wow.
So we reduced it a little bit, but sometimes we do get aggressive like that to get some motivation from the customers.
Awesome.
Other than that, a common one you'll see a lot is free finished basements, free sunrooms, or we may do incentive where we're giving $15,000 to the buyer to help buy down the rate.
Cool.
So it just depends on what time. They change every month. Depends on the community and depends on the timing.
Sure. Speaking of communities, what are some of your favorite communities that you guys are building in right now? Are you in Cincinnati, Dayton, Northern Kentucky, all the above? Where are you guys focused right now?
My communities only, of course. I want you to come to my community.
That's right. We got to go where Vic is.
No, I can't say that. They'll get mad at me. I'm in Colerain. I'm also in Cleves, Ohio. So west side and kind of northwest. But we have various communities and more to come. You can build in Loveland. We're also in Springboro, which is closer to Dayton right now. It's an active community. We got 2 communities in Kentucky. I'm not sure if you got some licensed folks over there.
We do, yeah.
So we got Burlington and Independence.
Excellent.
And we also have Lebanon and a couple others I can't think of right off the top of my head, but we are planning to expand pretty rapidly. So they have a pretty big footprint in the Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky. And another exciting thing that we also have coming up is we have some townhomes coming up in Marymount, in that Marymount-Fairfax area. It's right off of Worcester.
Great part of town, yeah.
Yeah, right off of Worcester. You can get townhomes up there. They start in the low 400s.
So you got a townhome product going then.
Yeah.
Okay, and you mentioned that you're in Cleves and Colerain specifically with your communities. Give us examples, like what's the price point Maronda is building at in those communities? What kind of lot sizes are we looking at? Just some of the details there that you're seeing kind of on a daily basis.
So in Colerain, we have one of the most affordable price points at Maronda. At a base price out of around $355 last I checked.
Cool.
And that can go, typically over there, they end up at around mid 400s, most people, depending on what they add.
Once they're doing upgrades.
Yeah,
and stuff.
once you start adding stuff, a lot of people end up in the 400s, but you can get stuff at around 350 starting.
Sure.
We have some options for that. Lot sizes are about a quarter acre, and I've seen that's typically the standard there, and Indian Walk as well, which is Cleves. About a quarter acre. Some of the lots I have are about 0.3 acres.
Cool.
They're pretty wide lots. We always aim to have wider lots that can accommodate different floor plans. Some people might want to build a ranch on different lots or 2 stories. So the ranches are much deeper, so we need a longer lot. It is going to take up more space.
Right.
But in Cleves, the price point's a little bit higher than Colerain. Base price starts at around $410 up there.
Okay.
Different kind of buyer up there, different household income, so it tends to be a little bit higher. So for us, up there, they usually end up in the 500s, low 500s,
Cool.
most people, but some people can go much higher than that.
Sure. And I think a baseline understanding for new construction, when people see that starting at number, of course, that's a very bare bones, like this is where we're starting. It feels like to me, and you can correct me on this, people might typically be in that like $50,000 to $100,000 range of add-ons once they start seeing stuff that they really like and certain cabinets or floors. What's your take on kind of the standard person, how much they're putting into one of those homes?
Yeah, and I think you're in the right ballpark with that. It's usually 40 to 60 that people add.
Okay.
Most people end up adding around 60.
Cool.
Which if you add 60 or more, if you add 60,000, you're thinking you're getting a promotion at the time. Right now, I can do at this moment now in Indian Walk, I can do half off up to 100,000.
Wow.
So I can basically give you 50,000 off.
Cool.
So, but you're pretty close. That's 40 to 60 is what people usually add on.
Cool. So obviously, Cincinnati housing market has been crazy the last 5 to 7 years. We've seen a couple shifts, you could say, with rates and housing prices and affordability, everything across the board.
Yeah.
Where do you see the market going right now? And then what are you guys doing in response to that at Maronda?
I think where we are right now is just kind of a weird place. It's not really a buyer's market. It's not really a seller's market. Some people are saying it's balanced. I think it's something weirder than that. Honestly, in my opinion, like the COVID thing, not only did it raise prices, but at that time the prices were so cheap, and you saw that. A lot of young people were buying.
Sure.
I had a lot of buyers in their 20s at that time. I feel like what that did to the market as far as increasing all the prices and the interest rates, it's really kind of priced out the younger buyer. So I'm not really seeing a lot of that like I was back then.
Yeah.
It's like the younger buyers, like they want to buy, but they don't have that opportunity like they did before when it was more affordable.
Yep.
Like I said, what we're doing at Maronda is just being really aggressive with what we can give to the customer. And I didn't mention this earlier. We are a privately owned company. The owner is still very much involved today. We're not a publicly traded company.
Cool.
So you might not see a lot of advertisements as far as what you might hear on the radio, what Fisher does and stuff like that.
Sure.
They dump a lot of money into the advertising. We don't do a ton of that. We have money allocated to marketing and on almost every platform, but not as much as the bigger box sellers might do.
Sure.
The reason is we can give a lot of that back to the customer. We give it in the form of incentives, buy downs, discounts, and stuff like that. That allows us to do that. Being privately owned is a pretty big deal with us that allows us to do that. We rather give it, to the customer, and then we can give it more aggressively, obviously, in times like this when we have to get creative.
And you completely beat me to it here. One of my questions is, obviously every company has competition. You want to be aware of what they're doing and what differentiates you as a company without kicking anybody else in the industry, because we both know there are some great builders across there. That's why we're doing this highlight series, is to talk about all the options for people. They can meet the reps, they can meet the companies and understand what they stand for. But what is it that sets Maronda apart when you know your company inside and out, you know the values, you know the people that work there? Is there something that makes you go, this is why Maronda stands out?
Yeah, outside of our commitment to the best possible customer experience and providing them quality, all of our reps here at Maronda are licensed agents.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, either in Kentucky or Ohio. Yeah, that's definitely something that sets us apart. Not big box builders don't really do that. They don't force you to have a license, but with Maronda, you can't sell without a license. Actually, it's kind of similar to how you function. You function, I think, under the umbrella of Keller Williams.
That's right.
I have a broker who represents Maronda. I function under that broker, and we just represent that one seller, which is Maronda.
How have you seen that work as a benefit with the sales reps at Maronda?
It definitely motivates the sales reps to function at a higher ethical standard for sure. They got to go through all that training. They got to get deal with the state, deal with Ohio State Commerce, Kentucky or whatever. Yeah. So all that training on top of the training that we do with our brokers. So it definitely heightens the standard for us to treat the customers in a certain way.
I could totally see that. I know we have a fiduciary duty as agents, and I know that you're in that camp, so there's a higher standard there for sure.
And nobody wants to jeopardize their license. So it's a big deal.
All right, closing question for you. What exciting stuff do you have coming up? Typically for builders, this means what fun new communities are coming up, but I'll let you answer this question however you want. What exciting or fun things are coming up from Maronda?
So I know there's a couple communities. Do you go as far as Dayton?
We do.
Yeah, so there's a couple communities coming up in Dayton really soon. I think Forest Park is coming up.
Excellent.
Last I heard. And in general, my understanding is that in the next 2 to 3 years, we're trying to double in staff and communities.
Cool.
So a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I'm really proud to be here. I'm happy to be here at this time. It's a really pivotal moment for the company, a lot of opportunities. So I'm excited about it.
I love it, bro. Hey, thank you for your time. Appreciate you being here. Best of luck. We will always send our people your way.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Hey, a huge thanks to Vic Pham for joining us and giving us a closer look at Maronda Homes and how they approach new construction right here in our region. I used to work for a custom home builder for many years, and our team has plenty of experience working with new builds. So if you're considering your options, please do not hesitate to reach out to our team. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe below to our channel. We have tons of builder spotlights, Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Dayton news, and all of the updates you could hope for across the region. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.